From Heritage Field, we go across the street to Yankee Stadium on a beautiful Tuesday evening for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. The New York Yankees against the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of a 4-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with John Flaherty and Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. Obviously, John did not get the memo about the tan suit and the blue shirt, but we'll definitely CC him that on a later date. But one thing we do know that everybody got the memo about, when you play the Minnesota Twins, you have to worry about their version of the M&M boys. At this ballpark, they are outstanding. Last night, same deal, John.
Well, they were very productive last night. If you're a Twins fan, they have to be productive all year, and they have to be healthy. Mauer in the top of the 5th inning, a double to right field, drives in Jamie Carroll. And Justin Morneau, who played first base last night for the first time all year for the Twins, he delivered in the top of the 6th. First pitch swinging, solo shot, his second of the year. Between them, 5 hits last night, couple of RBIs. They have to stay healthy this year.
Look what they've done, John, at the new Yankee Stadium. In 11 games, Mauer hits .357 here, 3 homers and 9 ribbies. And Morneau in 11 games, .452, 5 homers and 7 runs batted in. He has the night off, so CC Sabathia doesn't have to worry about him. Tonight, starters, Liriano for the Twins with a 10 ERA. Sabathia looking for his first win. He's at 6.75, and now so far CC Sabathia is not the ace that the Yankees have needed.
So far not. Look, both of the starts that he's had, he's gone 6 innings, but when you give up 9 runs, not what you expect from your absolute ace in the game. But watch here. You got Russell Martin setting up outside corner. This is Carlos Pena. Rips a home run to right field. This is a matter of command. Early in the season, when your velocity's not right, you have to hit your spots. Longoria, I actually think this was pretty good hitting there. Pulled his hands in, home run to left field. Robert Andino, same thing, set up away. This is middle, up, out over the plate. Not a home run guy. This also caused some RBIs and some runs. You look for CC early in the game to be down in the zone, using his slider and his changeup. It was a location issue in both of those starts.
Well, he has great success, obviously, against the Minnesota Twins. We'll give you those numbers a little bit later on. Now, speaking of numbers, 2 of the top hitters in the game, at least in the American League, are in this one. Derek Jeter and Josh Willingham. We'll explore that when we get back with Al next on Yes. Is at the top. 2 of the guys in the game today. Josh Willingham is 4th at 389, and Derek Jeter at 378. Welcome back to Yankees baseball. John Flaherty will rejoin us in just a moment. That's Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. Derek Jeter has really gotten out of the gate very, very well. And if you look back to the day that he got his 3,000th hit, he's about a 340 hitter. He's a different guy.
Yeah, you could even go back to July 4th, but there's no question about it. After the calf injury, what he was able to do to make adjustments, and Michael, you know this as well as anybody who watches baseball, when a hitter is comfortable in the box, you mentioned about Josh Willingham, what a nice little pickup that the Twins have had. But I see with Derek, I mean, he's got that patented right center field approach. He's got power as well. I mean, remember last year at the beginning of the year, it was all about where was his power. He's comfortable. His swing is short and compact. It's beautiful to watch.
All right, we'll see how he does today. Obviously, Willingham is carrying a hitting streak into this as well. CC Sabathia is looking to shut down Willingham and the entire Twins lineup. When we get back, both lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on Yes. Is brought to you in part by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. By the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Just a beautiful, beautiful day here in New York City, turning into a lovely evening as well. Yankees and the Twins, perfect night for baseball. Twins won last night. The Yankees trying to bounce back in Game 2 of this 4-game set. Sabathia is ready. Denard Span is ready. So are we. Let's do it. Here in the Bronx, the first pitch is a strike, and we're underway.
Take a look at CC Sabathia so far this year. 2 bad starts. Ended up giving up 9 runs. You see the 6.75 ERA, not CC-like.
The 0-1 to Span. Papa.
Let's take a look at CC Sabathia's scouting report. Got the Twinkies. How about this? 9-1 in his last 11 starts with a 1.61 ERA. That's a good thing for CC and the Yankees. Win column. He's been winless in his last 5 regular season starts, obviously dating back last year, and then 5 on it. His last 5 seasons leading the major leagues in wins, winning percentage, and innings pitched. This guy is a horse. There's a lot of innings and wins a lot of ball games.
Span grounds one to Swisher. He'll take it to first, 1 away. Let's take a look at the entire Twins lineup presented by Burger King. We just saw Denard Span, the center fielder, leads off for the Twins. Batting second is Jamie Carroll, the shortstop. Joe Mauer DHs again, hits third. Josh Willingham in left field will clean up. Batting fifth and catching, Ryan Domick. Danny Valencia, the third baseman, bat 6. Trevor Plouffe in right field will bat 7. The number 8 hitter, first baseman Luke Hughes, and Alexi Casilla, the second baseman, will bat 9. And here is Jamie Carroll. Pitch outside. Jamie Carroll 2 for 5 in yesterday's game.
You know, Al, you talked about it in the open a little bit with CC. A big talk around here is fastball command, not hitting his spots in and out. Velocity also down a little bit. See right there, 90 miles an hour. We're used to seeing CC in the mid-90s when he gets going.
You know what? Just watching CC, certainly a lot closer now with the Yankees, but I think at times he could not necessarily fall in love with his changeup, but his changeup is an integral part of his success.
Ground ball is short. And there's 2 away. Take a look at the Yankee defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Rodriguez, Nunez, Cano, and Swisher. Now, Swisher's playing first because Mark Teixeira was scratched with flu-like symptoms. So Swisher is in at first base. Gardner, Granderson, and Jones in the outfield from left to right. And Chris Stewart is behind the plate with Karsten Charles Sabathia on the mound. In the original lineup, Swisher had half the day off. He was going to be the DH. but he slides into the first base spot. I believe he played there 7 times last year. Mark is in the ballpark, so usually if you're really sick, they send you home because they don't want you to contaminate anybody else. He's just feeling a little under the weather, so they gave him the night off.
Flu-like. As opposed to cold-like,
or like real flu. Power coming up big last night for the Twins. 3 for 4 with a walk. Couple doubles.
And a strike. He has 28 at-bats against the bat. He has 6 hits in those 28 at-bats, so a .214 average. .357 average here at the new Yankee Stadium. 3-time batting champion. A 1-2. Still 1-2.
Like that pitch a lot right there. Left on left. Usually with 2 strikes, you see a lot of sliders down and away trying to go for the strikeout. CC going with the fastball in. Actually did a nice job locating it. And watching Chris Stewart behind the plate, he appreciated where that pitch was.
Double up.
Nope. Looks like they have the slider set up. They're going to go with it.
The 1-2. Missed. They are playing Mauer as if he's a right-handed pull hitter. Gardner in left field close to the line, and Granderson is in left center field. So they expect him to take CC the other way. 2-2. Still 2-2. As the Yankees, Sabathia against the Twins, and this includes the playoffs, 5 starts, 4-0, 2.14 ERA, walked 6, and struck out 31.
You know, I'm sure CC does not know those numbers. Ron Gardenhire, manager of the Twins, might, but you know, Al, you got to believe he feels good about what he's done against the Twins in the past. Might get him back on track this year after a couple of rough starts.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now it's full. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 73 degrees. Humidity is Outlider's number. 11 miles per hour is the wind. Clear skies throughout the game.
One up by a few numbers.
And the 3-2. Grounded to second. Cano is right there. And Sabathia works a 1-2-3. First inning, so it's Twins nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat with Derek Jeter, 6th in the American League, hitting leading off. At second base will hit third, cleaning up third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Andrew Jones in right field will bat 5th. Batting 6th and playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Eduardo Nunez plays shortstop, he'll bat 7th. The number 8 hitter, left field with Brett Gardner. And Chris Stewart will catch, and he's going to bat 9th.
28-year-old left-hander Francisco Liriano. He's got a no-hitter to his name. That ERA inflated. He's a better pitcher, I believe. Stuff-wise, I think he's the best pitcher on this Twins staff. See the 15 hits in 9 innings, not very good. Gets a little erratic in the zone. Let's take a look at the pitcher's scatter report. Fastball, slider, change. Actually, his fastball, change slider. He throws a lot of sliders and changeups. Changeup is a very good pitch for him. Tough on lefties. How about this? In his career, he's only given up 5 career home runs to left-handed batters. That's 1 every 138 innings, and Curtis Granderson happened to be one of the 5. See, Jeter, Cano, Gardner, of the guys in the Yankee lineups, these are the 3 guys that have hit him well. 353 Jeter, 333 Cano, and Gardner 417.
So that is one left-hander that does solve him. Derek 7 for 18 so far in this homestand. That's over 4 games. He's had home runs in back-to-back games. Pitch outside. Derek leads the Yankees in batting average. He leads them in home runs, and he leads them with 17 hits. Gotten off to a great start. Check out the umpires for tonight's game. Greg Gibson looks like he got caught in a snowstorm. He's behind the plate. Phil Cuzzi at first. Vic Carapazza at second, and Jerry Davis is over at third. There's that change that Al spoke about.
Liriano, one of those tough guys to figure out. We saw him in spring training pitch against the Yankees and was dominant. I mean, you're sitting there going, wow, he's going to have a big year this year. It seems like every other year he has a good season. Last year, not so great. ERA over 5.
Check swing. And Phil Cuzzi said no, he didn't go.
Well, it's been a health issue. Here's a guy in 2007 had Tommy John surgery after what the baseball world thought was going to be the next Johan Santana. He came on the scene 12-3 with a 2.16 in his rookie season. Ended up having Tommy John. It's been trouble since.
And Jeter has worked the count full. All-Star in 06. He missed the 07 season with the TJ surgery. And since then, 11 and 17, 5.12. That was in 08 and 09. Comeback player of the year in 10 and had a rough year last year. Jeter grounds one softly to second. Casilla just gets the hustling Jeter for the first out. Check out the Twins defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Willingham, Span, and Kloof. That's left to right. Infield, Valencia, Carroll, Casilla, and Luke Hughes. That's third to first. Brian Domit behind the plate, and Francisco Liriano is on the mound. If you get to Liriano, you have to get to him early. Because last year, when he went 6 innings or more, in a bad year for him, he was 9-0 with a 2.32 ERA. So you'll know right away whether he has good stuff, because once he gets past 6, you know he's probably going to win the game.
You know, I watch him mechanically, and everything, Al, you're taught of as a pitcher is to kind of drive towards home plate, and he seems like he stops and falls off or almost recoils a little bit. I'm sure leads to some of his control problems, because when you watch his stuff, if you grade it out as a scout, it'd be all 3 pitches are plus. Velocity 94, good changeup, quality slider. Take a look at the motion here. Drives towards home plate. Actually finishes up a little bit towards third base with a nice little recoil.
You know what? That's a great observation, John. And I think really for a guy like Liriano, you see it often. He blaze through the minor leagues with plus stuff. You're right. You rate him out. The guy scouts behind home plate. You like him. As a matter of fact, he's got the best stuff of this rotation, this staff. And he is front end, but the inconsistency that you pick out of his delivery doesn't enable him to have a consistent release point. But right, beautiful changeup, down and away movement, 86. He's shown 94, 95 already. So that has been the frustration. If you remember a couple years ago, Gardenhire, they kept him in AAA Rochester. Their changeup, you see Nick Swisher just fighting it off stay alive. That ball looked like outside corner. After he had his arm trouble, he was 10-2 down at AAA, kind of waiting, saying, hey, what's up, guys? I'm ready. I'm not sure whether it was punishment or just trying to make him pitch his way through it.
So he's gone full on the first 2 batters. Rick Anderson, the pitching coach.
Excellent pitching coach, Michael. This staff, year in, year out, they throw strikes. You teach it in Little League, pound the zone. Talking to some of the pitchers on this staff, he said they preach from the minor leagues. It's about not. That
one's drilled into left field. Made as a base hit for Swisher, and it will go to the wall. Swisher picks up a double.
It's not about striking guys out. You see right there, you got Liriano pounding the zone. Yes, he's got a good fastball. You're not going to give in early here. Pick a spot here, hit it. Beautiful swing by Nick Swisher getting through this baseball here. Ripping that ball down the left field line. You're going to get strikes. The Yankee team, we saw it last night with Pavano. After the first inning, beautiful yes mo, head down. Like one of John Flaherty's swings. But we saw it last night, right, John? With the struggle early on for Pavano. Back-to-back home runs. A-Rod had a single. Teixeira RBI drive in another run. And that was it.
Pitch to Canoa's outside.
You know, I was just thinking, Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, it's probably 2 different game plans. You faced Pavano last night. You know he doesn't throw hard, but he will throw strikes. Now he's got to preach to his guys, listen, you have Liriano here who does throw hard, but he will walk you. He's a little more erratic. Got to be a little bit more patient.
Rolled over on that one and grounds it foul.
Robinson swinging at a lot of bad pitches early on this year. You know, the takes aren't that great, and decent numbers against Liriano, but some of the swings he's taken, pitches out of the zone, we've gotten so used to seeing him mature a little bit the last couple of years. But it seems strange.
Isn't that the difference? Here, he's got a 1-up fastball, 1-0 count, boom, 94. You know he's got velocity. Slider down the dirt. So just out of sync, out of time.
Out on his front foot a little bit, not tracking the ball like we're used to seeing him, and it just tells you how good of a hitter he is. When you see him swing at a bad pitch now, you kind of go, wow, he's not right. Where a few years ago when he came up, that's all he did was swing at bad pitches. Only a matter of time for Robinson Cano to get going. Get a good look here from the side. Actually, not too bad there. Didn't go too much forward. Noticing him in batting practice, really trying to stay back a little bit, go the other way, which he's so good at. But some of the takes in the game, he hasn't taken the BP into the game as far as slowing it down, trusting your hands. He'll get there.
Line drive and caught there by Hughes. So Cano hit it hard, but right at Luke Hughes for the second out.
Wonder a lot of times, left on left, it might be just what the doctor orders for Robinson Cano. It forces you to stay in a little bit longer. Hits this ball fairly decent on the line to first base. Sometimes you give away a couple of at-bats, kind of an in-between jump right there by Hughes.
That was the jump. Oh, I didn't have the jump.
It's the old, I'm not used to playing first base. Usually a middle infielder, utility guy.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Pitches outside. One thing the Yankees have not done in the early going, they have not gotten that many hits with runners in scoring position. And they have still not had an RBI from the number 4 hole. The only team without an RBI from the cleanup spot. So Alex has a chance right here to put one in that column. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Lexus.
See Alex looking down at Robbie Thompson, the third base coach, 3-0. Assume that if Alex Rodriguez feels good about himself, he'll have the green light.
He walks him. So a walk to A-Rod, and that brings up Andrew Jones.
Number 22, Andrew Jones. Number 22.
Jones at limited playing time, 11 at bats. He has 2 hits, but 1 hit out of the ballpark. On this homestand so far, just 4 at bats, hitless. First and second, 2 men out, bottom of the first, just underway at the stadium. There's a strike. That walk to A-Rod, just the 5th walk in the last 5 games for the Twins. 2:27, the Yankees with runners in scoring position. They've left a lot of runners on base. Counting fastball there, the count 0-2.
See Andrew with that swing, ball's running away and looked like he was trying to pull, and it's so tough for an extra outfielder, an extra player during spring training. You get all those at bats, you feel real good about yourself, and then you get into the regular season, you sit on the bench, get an opportunity here against a tough lefty. Have to keep that swing going.
Could not hold up. He goes down on strikes, and that will do it. So the Yankees again strand runners in scoring position. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the second. Josh Willingham will lead off against CC.
Second inning in our Home Depot hitter scouting report, signed a nice 3-year deal, $21 million, to be the equivalent of Michael Kadire, who left to free agency. He's gotten off to a pretty good start. 10 games, has had 10 hits, or has hit in all 10 of those games. And we'll see if the power translates. 29 home runs last year in Oakland, going to a big ballpark in Minnesota. You would assume that those numbers would translate. Oakland, not the easiest place to hit home runs.
Especially at night, yeah. Career high in home runs and RBIs last year. I think it's a great pick so far, and he's a gritty, blue-collar, gamer-type player. Right on the dish, been selective so far.
And the Twins have figured out that their ballpark does not play the left-handed power, so they needed some righty power in their ballpark because the ball does go out to left easier than to right. And the Twins did something yesterday that they haven't done in 3 years. They separated the M&M boys, with Willingham batting cleanup and Morneau batting 5th with Mauer 3rd, because he just wanted to split the lefties. Ron Gardenhire did. That one is drilled deep to center field. Going back, Granderson still back. That ball's gone. A home run. Just to the right of dead center field is Willingham. Now has an 11-game hitting streak, and the Twins lead 1-0.
Oh, Josh Willingham now can say he's played in 11 games as a Minnesota Twin. He's hit in all 11 of those games. And this is a bomb right here, and you watch the swing. It's not long, it's short. It's compact through the middle of the field. The ball jumps off his bat. Impressive home run just to the right of center field. Got off to a great start.
There's Ryan Domit. Let's take a look at the Coors Light cold hard blast off the bat of Josh Willingham.
Well, you said it, John. Like the pickup, 33 years old. You see a guy right-handed that's able to pull balls. Yes, it's easier to go to left field. Straight away off CC. I thought the location was okay. Outer third, not corner. But in that instant, a 1-1 count. Boy, 5 home runs already.
You're watching a guy right now who's locked in. When he gets a mistake, like you said, not a terrible pitch, a decent pitch. Well, he's so locked in right now, it doesn't matter. He can go to all fields.
Strike to Domit. Did a good job behind the plate catching Carl Pavano last night, so back-to-back starts behind the plate with Joe Mauer, back-to-back DH slots. Swing and a miss. Domit down on strikes. First strikeout for CC.
Looks like he pulled the string there. I think it was a changeup. Ball busted in. Mentioned Domit did a very good job last night catching. The ball just dropped out. Might have been a little slider, took a little off. Got some downward tilt. Good pitch.
It was the best pitch he threw all night right there early on.
Here's Danny Valencia.
Whenever I watch CC Sabathia, I always look for this little hesitation out at the top of his delivery when he comes over the mound. It looks like he's not as deliberate loading up on his back leg as he has been in the past. The balls are kind of cutting a little bit on him when you watch the flight of the baseball.
The little sit. He's got that little sit where, and then his hand kind of darts out. It's funny because you think often that, I feel the same. The rhythm. They're Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach for the Yankees. But sometimes that's the difference. Just a minute feel. And there's so much video now. Once you hear what John's talking about, there's a little sit right there. You're drifting through. What happens, the body goes forward, your arm is behind, then you play catch up. And it looks ever so slight. I mean, it's a millisecond of that sit. And every pitcher has his keys.
Count 2-2.
A lot of times when we have this great angle from center field and you can follow the flight of the baseball, that pitch started on the outside corner and moved to the middle of the plate. And when CC is right, we usually don't see that. It's true right through the plate.
John, that is really an excellent indicator to how you feel or not realizing how the ball's coming out of your hand. Is that little cut? I know you as a catcher all those years. When you see that flight, and it's hard a little bit because it's a little bit left center, the angle, the center field cameras. But to have that true flight through the zone, it's a little better.
So the count full on Valencia. Twins lead 1-0 on Willingham's leadoff home run here in the second. And the payoff. Foul the other way. Fly ball, right field. Andrew Jones will make the play for the second out. And that's going to bring up Trevor Plouffe, a right fielder today. One hit and 7 at bats so far this year.
Plouffe, one of those guys who got himself some big league time last year and also in 2010, but got 286 at bats last year. A decent job, 238, had some power, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs.
Took a peek down at Alex Rodriguez, who's deep at third. And he hits one deep to left. Gardner back, he's on the track, he's called off by Granderson, who makes the play for the final out of the inning. Flirting with a home run was Plouffe, but Willingham didn't have to flirt. Last week he was the American League Player of the Week, making a bid for 2 weeks in a row. 1 run for the Twins. Granderson leads off for the Yankees. On this date, baseball history is most significant to you. You can text us at 42951, and of course, standard text messaging rates apply. Here are your choices. Mickey Mantle made his debut in 1951. First Mets game at Shea Stadium in 1964. Mike Schmidt had 4 home runs in 76. Barry Bonds' 500th home run in 2001. And Ubaldo Jimenez, first Rockies no-hitter, 2010. Granderson takes inside. You pitched a no-hitter against the Rockies, right?
Yes, I did.
That should have been there. This game. Granderson, 4 hits and 15 at bats on this homestand. Hit a home run yesterday. Count 3-0. Home plate umpire Greg Gibson is an outstanding voice tonight. And a walk to Granderson. Also on this date, back in 1951, the first lineups ever introduced by Bob Shepard. Pretty good lineups. Red Sox, Yankees. Rizzuto, Mantle, DiMaggio, Berra. That's a good 2 through 5. Too bad. Here's Eduardo Nunez. Down 1-0.
Tax day. You guys getting taxes in?
Tax day. That was yesterday.
It's today.
Guess you didn't get it in, did you?
Day early.
Oh, you got it a day early.
Yeah. Is it the 15th?
The 15th was Sunday.
It was on April 15th.
But it was Sunday.
Right. And the next
they
day,
don't deliver mail on the 15th. So I think they gave people 2 days extra. The 16th is Emancipation Day in Washington, D.C., so there's an extra day, so that's why it's the 17th this year.
You knew that as well, huh?
It's incredible. We went home last night, so I bet you they're going to ask me about tax day. Need a nugget.
That's why it's so taxing working with you guys.
It's good to have a tax problem, huh, Mike?
Are you hitting the road, guys? If you are, take the Yankees with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. That's MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. 2 walks for Liriano, which is very un-twin-like. That's not what Rick Anderson preaches. They do not walk a lot of people, and already 2 in an inning plus.
Well, last year that was his problem, and it'll be for every pitcher. 134 innings, he had 75 walks.
That's a ball. I think that was Greg Gibson who called it. So Granderson will go to second.
Now, if this was stepping too far to first base, why would it be the home plate umpire, not Phil Cousin? Let's see if he does something prior to. Not yet. The only reason why a home plate umpire will call that is because there has to be body momentum and movement toward first base.
Nunez with a beautiful bunt. And there's no play. Liriano double clutched, and with Nunez speed, he had no chance. We'll see if they give him a base hit there.
I would think it would have to be a base hit. I mean, a perfectly placed bunt. You see Liriano come in, and he comes up a little bit quick, so the ball is in the end of his glove, and he can't get the handle.
See where Valencia was, that absolutely was a bunt that was for a hit as opposed to sacrifice. Get a handle on it.
So the Yankees are set up now. They do give him a base hit. First and third, nobody out. They're down 1-0 on Willingham's home run. So here's Gardner, an over 400 hitter against Liriano. Strike. Valencia in on the grass at third for Gardner. So good speed on the bases for the Yanks.
And Joe Girardi, manager, really has a lot of options right here. You got speed with Granderson at third, Nunez at first, Gardner at the plate. Valencia playing in on the grass, an advantage for Gardner. You just slap the ball right by him.
That one is looped into left field. Fair ball, it's trouble. It's a fair ball, and it goes into the corner. Granderson scores. Here comes Nunez. They're going to send him back. A fan reached over, and once it touched the fan's hand, it becomes a double. So Gardner gets an RBI. The Yankees have tied the game at 1, and second and third, nobody out for Stewart.
I love what I see Brett Gardner do. This is hitting the ball the other way. You see the cut on Francisco Liriano's fastball. That ball was supposed to be inside, getting past Willingham, staying on the baseball, not trying to be a home run hitter and spin. Excellent job for Brett Gardner to stay the other way. Let's see if this hits the top of the concrete. Ooh, he's all right.
The bad break right there. Nunez with the speed at first base probably would have scored on that. Obviously, the Yankees set up for a big inning here. Second and third, nobody out. Robbie Thompson going through a bunch of options right here with Chris Stewart, the number 9 hitter, the backup catcher. Again, Joe Girardi has some opportunities to manage here early on.
A lot of talking going down at third base right now, and you wonder if there would be a squeeze on. Stewart is not a good hitter. He's a good defender.
I'll tell you what, guys, you know, I was a backup player here for 3 years, and anytime you got in this situation, you were thinking along with the manager. Is he going to think about a squeeze, a safety squeeze, maybe a suicide squeeze? As much as you want to swing the bat, it's an opportunity for a free RBI. You contribute offensively. We'll see what happens.
Nothing on, and the count 1-0.
Well, along that line, John, as Liriano sees the situation, you have an easy ground ball right side RBI opportunity. See if Liriano dome it, stays inside. Much tougher to push the ball. Productive out somewhere over on the right side of the infield. Oh, he's gone away. So now that would be if you're in the mode of saying right center field, to be able to drive the ball either right center or ground ball to second base or RBI.
Slow roll to the third. Well, they had Gardner. The play is made at first. Gardner was more than 3/4 of the way to third. Nunez held up as he should have. And Liriano never, ever looked at second base or at Gardner.
Well, you wonder. Sometimes they put the contact play where runners have to go on contact if it's on the ground. Brett Gardner went on contact. Nunez did not. And Valencia, obviously, with Gardner behind him, doesn't see him. He takes the out at first base.
John, I know you're the field general right there. Absolutely. I don't know whether Valencia can't hear it. If you see another play there, Liriano absolutely yell second base. Gardner was dead at second there, at least at rundown. Watch here. If I'm the pitcher there, I'm saying 2-2. Nice and easy. Run the ball towards second base. Flip it off to Casilla. It's moot now.
Here's Jeter. Infield's back, so they'll give up a run on a ground ball. And you can see on that replay, Liriano saw where Gardner was. And the crowd's not extraordinarily loud here in the second inning. I don't know why he wouldn't have shot at second.
I'm up here thinking as an ex-catcher, I mean, that was your job as a catcher, too. If you're dome it behind the plate, everything is in front of you. You got to kind of be the field general, but they got the out. Now they can go to work here trying to get Jeter out. Like I said, a lot of times the third base coach will let the runners know to go on contact. Nunez does not. Gardner does.
Now here you got Liriano right here. Just simple yell. He is absolutely dead. Valencia, just run this way. Head over to Casilla. You got a rundown. Then maybe perhaps a bobble. Maybe he knew it. Yanks caught a break.
Bad news about Liriano, he'll walk some. Good news, he's a strikeout pitcher. I mean, he can pitch his way out of this jam. Thinking about a strikeout here of Derek Jeter.
I mentioned in the scatter report, Jeter along with Cano and Gardner, really the only three Yankees with some history in the bats against Liriano that did well against him. 353, 1 home run. Jeter has done so against Liriano. See if he goes right out of 2-1 count here. Ooh, pulled the string. Beautiful pitch. That right there, Liriano knows the history. I knew it. I mean, especially if it was more than just 5 or 6 at bats. That is a great fastball count. Pulls the string. That's what's so effective and great about a changeup.
You know what? I would say the mental game has started between the pitcher and the hitter now when you throw a 2-1 changeup to Derek. But knowing Derek, he'll kind of laugh that off and now just go into his 2-strike approach, trying to put the ball in play. Good pitch inside, just missed off the plate. Good try there by Liriano, trying to freeze Derek Jeter inside. Doesn't get the call.
That's the lock pitch, John, right? You want to nail it. He's not going to take. He's going to take it because after that changeup. Now you go back out with that 3-2 changeup. Hard in, soft away.
This would be what we talked about last night. What was the best pitch you had coming out of the bullpen? You know, what do I have the most confidence in to throw in the spot?
There it is.
Changeup.
So Jeter strikes out. And now it's second and third, 2 outs.
I mean, really, that was just textbook hard in, soft away. And that's pretty much what he did the entire bat. Fastball, he ended up throwing slider. Fastball change on the Yesmo. You can see Derek out in front. Such a good pitch. Looks like a fastball out of the hand. Hitters have to commit too late.
Nothing worse than a hitter when you have a free RBI. You know, a ground ball up the middle, productive at bat, you can't come through.
Pitch inside. Last year, Swisher hit .327 against lefty pitching. Still looking for his first ribby against a lefty this year. Game is tied at 1 here in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, he's got Cano on deck, who has a little bit of history, and obviously Robinson Cano is good as anybody in the game. Fastball count here.
Swisher doubled in the first inning down the left field line. And the count is 3-0.
Took a little school of watching Pavano last night, huh? For a guy with Liriano's velocity, we talk about 94, 95 miles an hour. There's Carl. Did a nice job after the first inning against the Yankee hitters last night.
And he walked him. The third walk issued by Liriano, and the bases are loaded for the Yankees and Robinson Cano.
You know, really, Michael, just obviously he does not want to be in this situation with Robinson Cano. But he's been getting at bad counts. And when you realize runs at a premium, you're facing a great lineup, that you want to make sure that even though early in the game, keep picking fences on the field, on the scoreboard, and not to have the blowout inning. And so far, that's what he's done. Got behind. He was able to get Jeter when he got behind.
Early big moment in the game. Yankees have been struggling in these spots. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And the count 1-0. Cano hit the ball as hard as you can hit it in the first inning, but right at the first baseman, Luke Hughes.
Well, same count, Michael. 1-0 count. Actually, it was a 1-2 line drive with a slider. Let's see if he stays with the fastball, coming with off speed. He's been going off speed.
Ground ball to second. So Liriano works out of it relatively unscathed. They had to build the run that they got. Runner on second. Nunez bunts him over to third. And then Brett Gardner with a double that bounces into the seats to tie the score at 1. has the Yankees and the Twins at 1-1. Luke Hughes will lead off against CC Sabathia. Breaking ball strike. So the Yankees kicking themselves for not cashing in on a great opportunity in the second inning. They do get the 1 run to tie the game. Count 1-1.
Yeah, those are those innings where you just hope if you're the Yankees it doesn't come back to haunt you. Second and third, as you said, Michael, run scored Granderson on the Gardner double.
Things are set up for Sabathia here tonight. At Yankee Stadium, since he's joined the Yankees, he's 26-7. That's a 70-88 winning percentage. 788. In his last 9 starts, including playoff games against the Twins, 8-0, 1.79. So everything would seem to be in his favor to dominate today. Popped up. Long run for Swisher and Stewart. Swisher makes the play. Time Warner customers, you won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network games on your PCs or laptops with Time Warner Cable. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $49.99. Now, if you're a Time Warner Cable customer, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now.
Nick Swisher looking awfully comfortable over at first base. Does a nice job getting to the railing. Reaches over into the Yankee dugout. Makes the play.
Now, John, you started for many years in the big leagues, and when you came over to the Yankees, you were the backup catcher. Do you want to put your imprint on a game, or do you just not want to mess up? What's the mindset when you don't get many starts like Chris Stewart and you finally get one?
You don't want anybody to notice you.
Okay.
You want it to be like Russell Martin's back there, you know, where you're just doing your thing. And, you know, I was just thinking that he doesn't have a relationship with CC Sabathia, so he doesn't really know the mechanical keys maybe to get him back on track. That'll take a little bit of a time. Kind of feeling it out early on here.
There's a base hit off the bat of Casilla. And what plays against Chris Stewart, they acquired him on April 4th, the last day of spring training. He never caught any of these guys during spring training. He has no feel for them whatsoever. And he's learning as he's going.
And you know, you can go to the bullpen and catch them on their side days, you know, to find out what type of stuff the pitchers have, the whole staff. But until you get into a game situation, as Russell Martin looking on, you just don't know what makes these pitchers tick. And maybe when they get in trouble, what pitch they want to go to, what location. Take a little time.
That's what buses and planes are for sometimes.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, you know, good time to not only acquaint yourself with your new teammates.
Snap throw to first. Garcia back.
Well, this is why Chris Stewart is on this team. I mean, defensively has a great reputation as a good thrower. Not afraid to show his arm off. A little snap throw. Nick Swisher ready for it. Tony Pena, who's been working with Stewart in between his starts, throwing to the bases, has been very impressed with his arm, his release, his times at about the 1.8 range. Major league catchers, Tony, one of the best working with catchers. Major league catcher, if you're 2 seconds or below, considered a major league receiver. This kid about 1.8, 1.85, pretty impressive.
Who do you think Tony Pena is?
Now Ron Gardner just got thrown out of the game. Either Span or Gardner. I guess it was Span. And Gardner is just breaking it up. I don't know what set him off. But Greg Gibson wanted no part of it. They threw him out. They're still upset about the ball call. I think that's what he's talking about more than what Span was talking about. Now he's thrown out. Couple of ejections as Gardner gets tossed, and so does the center fielder Denard Span. And now he's getting his money's worth. Now this is after the snap throw by Stewart to first. This is Span talking to the umpire. He's talking, and you cannot talk balls and strikes.
Boy, that was good sound. I did hear I didn't disrespect you. And as you said, Michael, for as much as it happens, you can't question balls and strikes. Where do you get that? All right, so that has to be it, huh, John? I mean, that's a front door slider that looked like it was inside. I know Chris Stewart caught it what looked like on the corner.
All right, maybe Span not happy with the pitch, but you know what? Umpires can say you can't argue balls and strikes, but you can argue balls and strikes if you go about it the right way. You know, don't turn around and look at the umpire and let everybody know that you're complaining. Put your head down. Do it the right way, and you can get away with it.
Scott Alger will take over for Gardner. 61st time that Gardner has been ejected, and Cleet Thomas takes over the at-bat for Denard Span.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. I mean, they're old school umpires. You knew who you could, bark at or not. Most of them didn't like any of it.
And there's the pitch, and let's watch Span here and see. He turns around to Greg Gibson. Clearly not happy. Now he starts talking.
Yeah, but see, that's not in your face. It's very
so
casual.
either.
He's looking down.
Now, John, they say you can't argue balls and strikes. If you turn around and go, where was that? Isn't that arguing balls and strikes? Aren't you questioning a ball and strike call?
You're questioning it. Are you arguing? Did it look like Denard Span was arguing to you?
No.
Okay, so that's my point.
But you could question it.
You could. I mean,
you could say, I don't think that's a strike. Is that allowed?
Or how about this? Where did you have that pitch?
Yes.
Right. So it's all in the wording.
Yes.
And how you phrase it.
So if you say, I think you missed that, you're kind of on the line.
That's not where you should start your conversation. And I remember so many times, ball's going to squirt foul, so many times behind the plate asking an umpire, do you have that one just off? And they'll say, yeah, just missed. But, did you like it? I'd say, well, I thought it was pretty good. All right, I'm going to take a better look next time. So it's a conversation back and forth. Now, later on in the game, when there's a big spot, that tone changes pretty quickly. But, Al, how many times do you see pitchers look in? Where was it? Where was it?
I would make reference to, did you get that outside? Yeah. Knowing that I thought it was on the plate, they'll say, yeah, that was away. Or I'll say, as you just said, in between innings, go to commercial break. They're not being shown up. Go over to him, say, hey, Greg, that's second pitch to Denard. Boy, watch that a little longer. Okay, whatever. Something along that line. But if you say, I think you got that wrong, especially if you end with like jerk, usually not a good thing.
So Thomas with a 2-2 count. CC goes over, and that's a ball.
You saw that one coming.
That will not make Girardi happy, but a little bit of a give back.
You know what? The stride from CC looked a little awkward there, though, Al.
All right. Now, it used to bother me when the home plate umpire would call a balk, which was the cheat move, which is the first baseman can step about 45 degrees. But if the body doesn't go in this direction, that's why he calls it a balk. You like that?
Driven out to deep left. Going back is Gardner. Still back. It's going to be over his head and up against the scoreboard. That is going to score Casilla. It's an RBI double for Cleet Thomas, and the Twins now lead 2-1.
How about Cleet Thomas? You're sitting on the bench. All of a sudden, Span gets thrown out. You take over the at-bat against a tough lefty with a slider. You hammer it the other way for an RBI double. Comes right into your living room here over the head of Brett Gardner. That is not easy to do. Sit on the bench for a few innings and step in there against CC Sabathia left on left and be able to drive a ball like that.
Here's Jamie Carroll. What's got to be particularly galling about the call on CC on the balk, it was just almost a courtesy move. You know, they called the throw to first and he didn't put that much effort into it. He couldn't have picked off anybody. I mean, if you're going to get a balk, you want to make it closer first.
Well, you know, look, there was a guy, Bob Davidson. Not sure if he's still umpiring, a long time, likable guy, but if he was in your game, there was going to be a balk call. Didn't matter what base he was on.
Balking Bob.
Balking Bob Davidson. So now Greg Gibson, maybe it was payback or not. But I think because of what his view of seeing the left-hander having to make motion, a distinct motion to first base. We saw Liriano do it, now CC, according to Greg Gibson.
Is anybody as concerned as I am about what's on Greg Gibson's shirt?
I thought it might have been,
because I'm a little bit unnerved by that.
I thought it was maybe garden hired like seeds or something. But
no, it was there at the start of the game.
Lint.
It could be so many things. It could be a bad case of dry scalp. It could be lint. It could have been painting before the game.
Petey takes care of the umpires in the umpires room, does all their laundry. It might be Pete's fault down there.
Oh,
you hate to say that.
You're going to get a letter from Pete, or maybe something stronger. Here's the 3-2. That one is looped into right field. It's a base hit. Cleet Thomas held up, but he is going to score easily. An RBI single for Jamie Carroll, and it's 3-1 Twins.
All this conversation about balks and umpire shirts, and you know, CC Sabathia is just not hitting his spots. And that ball is trying to get to the inside corner. Carroll, we saw him last night. Everything inside out, back up the middle. Give you a tough at bat, but I mean, just watching CC and how the pitch count is elevated now at 52, and even the strikes that he's throwing out, not real quality.
See, now I saw that last one as a decent pitch. Now, Jamie Carroll, 290 hitter last year in Los Angeles. I hear what you're saying. I think right now it's a matter of velocity. Okay, it's been low 90s. But if you think about CC with his success, that pitch right there took a little bit off his slider, more of a curveball break. The great combination of a true three-pitch pitcher for called strikes. You'll see ball strike ratio on CC that tie, but is based on swing and misses, and they're not necessarily in the zone. Get me over two breaking balls in a row. He's a guy, as he goes into the season, and April has been historically not a good month because I believe his velocity is not there yet, that he has to pitch, and he's shown it. 19-game winner, certainly the pedigree. But so far, especially in this inning, he has missed a little with his location. I thought Jamie Carroll had a pretty good piece of hitting there.
Count 1-2 on Mauer. The other way.
Starting to get a little angry now, 94 miles an hour, maybe a little frustrated, starting to add on a little bit. bring up a good point, Al, about CC, maybe April not being his best month, and then all of a sudden when he locks it in, he goes on a string of 12, 14 quality starts in a row. Yankees kind of waiting for that to kick in.
Two and two.
Well, we saw Joe Mauer last night kind of open it up as far as so far this season, coming in at 242 batting average. Last night's game up to 289. 3-for-4 night. Got some good takes on close pitches right there.
Swing and a miss, and they get Mauer for the second. Good strikeout for Sabathia.
Was big, Michael, and that was a good sequence to a great hitter. Being able to get his breaking ball over early, backed up, he doubled up on the slider. The fastball inside at 94 set up that pitch. Looked middle, and CC does that so well. It's on purpose for a left-handed batter to aim at the left-handed hitter's front hip. It's a give-up pitch.
Line to left field, coming on is Gardner. He dives, and he makes the play. Beautiful play by Brett Gardner to end the inning. But the Twins take the lead. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors on 1 man left. Beautiful play by Gardner. Leading off for the Yankees in the bottom of the 3rd is Alex Rodriguez. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Revell. Reserve your room now at RevellResorts.com. By Burger King and by Acura. Acura Advance. Lincoln scoreboard. Twins 3 and the Yankees 1. As Alex Rodriguez will lead off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch outside to Alex. Here's Gardner's play that ended the inning. He makes the catch, and it looks like he comes down a bit on the right wrist, not all of his weight. And when he got up, he grimaced just a bit.
John, right there, 2-0 count. Historically, hasn't done well against Liriano. 1 for 11. Boy, you let it fly there, huh?
Allen's line to center field. And the play is made Mike Thomas, who took over for Span for the first half.
You know, Alex, one of those guys who sits in the dugout, watches every pitch and the combination to see if he can find a pattern. And we've seen Liriano throw that changeup in some fastball counts. You wonder if he was thinking a little bit too much instead of just reacting, looking for the fastball and react.
Did you know guys that you struggled against? Now he's 1 for 13.
There are plenty of them.
Okay, well, but you knew the guys that you did well against. So was it a mind game? Did you get into, oh, he got me out, did you outthink it? Or?
You know what I felt like? If I was struggling against a guy, you had to pick out one pitch, and if you got it, you had to put it in play hard. I think sometimes hitters give the pitcher a little, you try to do too much. I'm going to cover, let's see, Al Leiter. He's going to throw me a fastball in, cutter in, curveball, change occasionally.
Very occasionally.
Very occasionally. And trying to cover all three instead of saying, I'm going to go fastball, cutter, and they're all going to be 88 to 94. Give myself a chance.
94, thanks.
I thought you were going to say, oh, no, 96, 97. No. Kind of pick out a speed where you'd be able to cover a couple of pitches and see what happens.
I guess just watching, and Alex is such a student of the game, great player, but often as far as me watching the games, 2-0 count, as we just saw, he got the heater down the middle, took it, next pitch, change up, fly ball to center.
But now I'm thinking like a catcher, and how many times when Alex Rodriguez is hitting, you're saying, I'm not giving in to this guy. I'm going to throw him a 2-0 changeup or a 2-0 slider. And then all those times, he just takes a fastball 2-0.
Gardner back in the dugout. Doesn't seem as if he's in any pain, so that's good news for the Yankees. That one popped up. And he makes the seats.
So valuable, Brett Gardner. The amount of area he covers out in left field. He's got a plus arm for a left fielder. Takes away a lot of hits, which equate to runs, which equate to wins and losses.
Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit for Andrew Jones.
That was a good at bat. Fought off some tough sliders inside. That was a 93 or 94 Monarch running two-seam fastball. It runs away from him. Just unable to get enough of the barrels straight through the middle. Nice hit. Watch this ball run away. See a little tail, which actually would have been here, ends up being on the end, but he stayed back enough. Head behind the baseball. Nice job.
Granderson takes a strike. Count 1-1. Yankees had an opportunity in the second inning. Second and third, nobody out. They had tied the score at 1, but they couldn't get another run across. At one point, they had loaded the bases with 2 outs, but Cano grounded out softly to second. They left 2 runners on in the first inning as well, so 5 runners stranded so far as we head to the third.
There's the peak. Looking for a breaking ball. Watch Andrew Jones. Takes a short lead. Short lead, thinking that the pitcher looks over. Oh, I'm not that far off. Now I can peek in. Let me see the sign. Now, while the pitcher's getting the sign, he knows he's not going to throw over. Most of the time, they don't.
Line drive, a base hit down the right field line. Andrew Jones will go to third. The ball mishandled in the corner by Plouffe, and that allows Granderson to go to second. Again, the Yankees are set up. We'll see if they give him a single and an error or just a straight double, because it looked like he was holding up at first.
Well, Curtis Granderson does a nice job with a fastball inside and just beats him to the spot. doesn't hammer this ball. Nice line drive into right field. Plouffe comes over, has a little bit of trouble on that late hop there. Granderson hustles into second base. Andrew Jones all the way to third, and like you said, Michael, the Yankees set up again. We'll see if they can cash in with runners in scoring position.
So it's going to be a single and an E9. And here is Eduardo Nunez again, the infield bat. Nice stop there by Domet.
Waiting for the out, Michael. Obviously early in the game. Rather get an out, give up a run. Eduardo Nunez, very good fastball hitter. He just saw 2 sliders in a row. It's a fastball count. See if Liriano goes back to the slider. Forced fastball.
He's surprised if he gets a green light here.
Yeah, would. See a pitch.
He grounds one on the green light into the hole. It's short, and it's a base hit. A run scores, and the Yankees have cut it to 3-2. So they turn him loose on 3-0.
Yeah, we saw Nunez kind of standing there before the pitch delivered, like he wasn't going to swing. He lulling Liriano to sleep a little bit, and he takes advantage. Little ground ball to the left side. Carroll does a nice job getting there, but no way with Eduardo Nunez and his speed. He's going to beat it out, and again, a guy slides into first base. Not exactly sure why. Jones gets a good jump. Field base hit and RBI.
Smell a hit. You like to dive in and head first, huh?
Nunez has been an adventure on the bases. He slid into third base in Baltimore and never got there. Kind of had to crawl the rest of the way. But he's fast and he creates havoc, I guess. Here's Gardner. Check this one. Gary Davis said he did.
The 70th pitch of the night already for Liriano here. 1 out in the third. The bullpen a little depleted for the Twins. They're going to have to use it tonight. Injuries in that Twins bullpen. Some guys are down.
That's a good point, John. Glenn Perkins, who has been the setup guy for Matt Capps as the closer, had a forearm issue, flew back to Minnesota. Apparently he's all right, but he's not available.
Lefty is up. Maloney. There's a strike. The 3-1 and a walk, and that loads the bases. Rick Anderson will come out and talk with Liriano as Chris Stewart is due up. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Now Nunez walks over and is talking with the third base coach, Rob Thompson. So let me ask you what Rob's job is in the other inning when Nunez was at third and Granderson was at second. And Granderson took off at the crack of the bat. Nunez stayed put. Is that on Nunez, or did Robbie not tell him to go? I mean, is there a finger to point to there?
They'll have a sign. Robbie Thompson will have a sign whether you're going on contact on the ground or not. But I'm sure, you know, Robbie does a great job of explaining, okay, let's watch where the infield is at. Freeze on a line drive. You have one out. You know, we won't know who was at fault unless you're in that conversation of what play was on.
And it was Nunez at third and Gardner was at second.
The swinging bunt.
Right. There's a strike to Stewart.
Well, you're Chris Stewart. You come over to a new organization. Boy, a couple opportunities already tonight. First at bat, now the second at bat. Bases loaded, one out. Could make a lot of fans here in New York with one big swing.
Check swing, and he did not go.
Now, I know you said you don't want to be noticed, but it's got to creep in. Why don't you set it up?
You don't want to be noticed behind the plate. You'd love to be noticed standing next to it here. And, you know, as a backup guy, you know the opportunities are going to be few and far in between. This is one here.
Line drive, base hit. Granderson scores. Nunez scores. Gardner's going to third. He's in there. And Stewart moves into second on the throw. A big two-run single from Chris Stewart, and that gives the Yankees a 4-3 lead.
Well, take it all in right there, Chris Stewart. Come over to the New York Yankees, trying to make a little bit of an impression to the fans here in New York, but more importantly, your teammates. It's a fastball up middle and hammers it to left field. Nice short, sweet swing. Big hit with a couple of runners in scoring position. Nunez going to score easily along with Granderson, and Gardner hustling into third base. Welcome to the New York Yankees, Chris Stewart.
Well, that is going to do it for Francisco Liriano. The Twins will go to the left-hander Matt Maloney, who is coming in from the bullpen. Second and third, Yankees could use more runs. Coming up, Derek Jeter. Manager, because Gardner was thrown out, makes a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT And from one left-hander to another as they bring in Matt Maloney. This will be his fourth game. 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits. High ERA, but low batting average against.
Got him, had a great spring, got him from the Cincinnati Reds. Matt Maloney.
Big moment, big hit for Stewart, and now the Yankees could build on their lead with Derek Jeter at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Third inning is third at bat. Against Liriano, he grounded to second and struck out on a change.
The mystery of Francisco Liriano continues. I mean, a guy with that type of stuff. Off to a rough start this year.
Driven out to right field. Deep. Going back Plouffe. In the corner, he makes the catch. Tagging is Gardner. He'll score. Stewart moves to third. It's a sac fly for Jeter. And the Yankees now lead 5-3.
Well, Derek has a pitcher on the mound. There's little or no history, but you get an elevated fastball and his patented right center swing. He knows he has at least a sac fly in that situation. Drive the ball far enough, put up another point, hits up 5-3.
Nick Swisher is doubled and walked. So Jeter gave that a ride, but Plouffe ran it down in the corner.
Well, Derek's going so well right now. Anytime he hits a ball the other way, you're thinking it has a chance. 3 home runs already. All jumping off his bat.
All that way, right field.
Yeah.
But in Baltimore was more right center.
Swisher grounds one, a nice diving stop by Valencia, and a nice backhanded scoop by Hughes for the final out. But the Yankees take the lead. They score 4 runs, a big hit by the backup catcher. Quiz. What was the last major league team to have teammates win the MVP and the Cy Young in the same season? We'll find that out in the bottom of the inning. Big day on Friday. Yankees against the Red Sox at Fenway, and it's the celebration of the 100 years of Fenway Park, and it's going to be the Yankees against the Highlanders, because that would be the Yankees in 1912 when Fenway Park opened. And they actually have the old-time uniform they're going to wear. They're going to be wearing this cap right here and this uniform top. There's a strike to Gilman. So not the gray with the New York across the chest. This is the interlocking NY. And then they also have the old-time stirrups, which is kind of neat. So that's what the Yankees will be wearing on Friday.
Now you fit in with your vest
Can I keep this?
As an old-time fan right there.
You know, that's
Don't you
not,
think?
yeah, I should get a little hat.
Yeah.
Like everybody in the stands used to have.
Some of them. Can I keep it?
You can have it. Well, it's not mine, so it's not mine to give away.
Oh, these are cool.
So that's what we have to look forward to on Friday at Fenway Park. Kind of neat. And we'll be all over it on Yes. That game will be on Yes. Game starts at 3 o'clock, so mark down that starting time, and our coverage will start at 2 o'clock. Looks good, Al.
I like it.
Yeah, you got the brim perfectly crowned.
Bent.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
A lot of the guys wear it.
My son, all these kids are like this now.
And you can't tell your son what to do?
No, he doesn't listen.
What?
He doesn't listen. What can I tell you? That's because it's cool now with a straight brim thing.
Jabba had a lot to do with that. He had the flat brim. And the 1-2. Could not hold up. So dome it down on strikes. Kind of an interesting inning to keep a close eye on Sabathia. The Yankees have given him a lead. Let's see if he bounces back.
Good slider. Got dome it out in front. There's no doubt about it. You talk about an opportunity you give up 2 in the previous inning. Your offense comes back and gets 4. You're thinking on the mound. There's no question about it. CC, get the first guy 3 up, 3 down. Get your defense back in that dugout.
You know, Al, you think maybe he gets back to the point where he says, I'm just going to start competing?
Nunez with the backhand fires across the diamond to get Valencia.
And by that, I mean, you don't think about your mechanics as much. You're just like, you know what? My guys just went out there and put 4 on the board. I'm going to go find a way to get it done here.
You know what? I'm with you. Just look at the disposition and demeanor. They're often what happens, and you can't help it, that you lose that little bit of fire of like, what am I doing out here? I'm good. You know, I'm kind of messing around, hitting spots, changing speeds, attack. You know that, and there's a feeling of not rage, but just you're angry.
Here's Plouffe, and there's the strike.
And I'm sure for you too. I mean, as a hitter, you think about your hands and where's my elbow, where's my head.
Sometimes you just have to throw it out the window and get back to competing. It's you against me. Let's find out who is going to win. Maybe that's what CC needs here in the 4th inning. 2 quick outs. Here's my best. If you can beat me, go beat me.
Back-to-back changeups in a row. Now, just because you throw a changeup doesn't mean you're giving in. You could be aggressive with it, still have that attitude, disposition, demeanor of here. It was a good one, good arm speed, as opposed to just hoping for outs and not being as aggressive.
Strike 3, a big bounce back inning for Sabathia as he works it 1-2-3 and strikes out 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Robinson Cano is going to be wearing today's Yankee uniform on Friday. It's the Highlanders uniform. Cano leads off.
Stadium, bottom of the fourth, 5-3 Yanks. After a nice shutdown inning from CC Sabathia. See if the Yankees can get some offense going. Robinson Cano, 0 for 2.
We'll get a couple of 3 at-bats against left-handers here for Robinson Cano tonight. First pitch fastball for a ball.
Just watching Robinson just being a little bit jumpy. Fastball counts. They've been throwing off speed. Maloney, not a power arm. More of a good curveball changeup. Typical left-hander with some movement.
You know, reminds me of, who's the big lefty with the Toronto Blue Jays with the beard? Drawing a blank on his name now. Soft throwing lefty.
Wow, that narrows it down. Oh, Downs. No,
not Downs.
Brett Cecil.
Reliever. He's a big reliever. I'm drawing a blank. I'll figure it out.
And back to you. Not Hellickson.
No.
Driven out to right field with Plouffe making the play for the first out.
Number 13, Alex Rodriguez.
So 1 down. That'll bring up Alex Rodriguez.
Ryan Talent.
Right. Oh, yeah, big, tall
lefty.
Yeah.
Doesn't throw real hard. Has a lot of facial hair. The lamb chops going.
I like it. That's good. Talent. Bates have thrown a little harder than Maloney. Hey, 89. That's his best heater. And he comes back inside here.
You know, I noticed Derek Jeter hit that sacrifice fly to right field, and everybody was congratulating him in the dugout. But at the same time, they were asking, is the fastball straight? And I saw Derek say, no, it's straight, it's straight. And all these guys trying to get just a little bit of information before you walk up to the plate. You don't want to be surprised by a sinking fastball or a cut fastball. Really haven't gotten a lot of looks at Maloney. Amazing how velocity doesn't really bother a major league hitter. It's more the little movement at the end. Cut, sink.
Pavano last night, I mean, he had a great changeup. I mean, that changeup looked like a split finger, which is kind of the way he throws it.
Right back up the middle. Maloney makes the stab. There's 2-way. Let's look at the answer now to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. The question was, what was the last major league team to have teammates win the MVP and the Cy Young in the same season?
Be the same guy?
Yeah.
Teammates, I know. I'm just doing the Verlander thing.
The Twins with Morneau and Santana. Tie all together because the Yankees are playing the Twins here.
Right. No, I figured that.
Here's Andrew Jones. Fouled away. And the 0-1. 1-1.
You know, you mentioned, John, earlier about how not frustrating, because this is exactly what Andrew Jones knew what he was getting into when he got here. But spring training, a lot of at-bats, consistent work. Now you come into the regular season, this is what it's like.
High drive, left field. Deep. Willingham back. Looking up. See ya. Solo home run, Andrew Jones. And the Yankees lead 6-3.
That's what it's like. Third at bat, facing left-handers as he does. Second home run, bomb. Fastball out over the plate. Feeling comfortable. Coming into tonight's game, 182 batting average, not with that swing. Andrew Jones, in his career, has worn out left-hander. Take a look at the swing. Yes, well, foot down. About 88 outer, third barrel. Good finish. Beautiful.
It is so easy when you face a lefty who doesn't throw that hard to get out in front and hook a ball into the seats, foul, and say, you know what, I had a good pitch to hit and I was just a little bit too quick. Andrew Jones able to stay through the field, keep it fair, and get rewarded with his second home run of the year.
Grounded to first. Hughes is there, steps on the bag, and that will do it here in the fourth inning. But a home run by Andrew Jones doubles up the Twins as the Yankees lead this 6-3 right here on Yes. American League East teams seem to be beating up on each other. We might be seeing that this year.
Well, I don't think there's no question about it. You're right. Toronto, it's always been a three-team race.
I think the team that beats up the Orioles the most is going to have a great advantage. And the Orioles are improved.
They're playing better, yeah.
Oh, right now they're first place. You know, you look at the league as a whole, and certainly the American League East, I do believe what you just said, Michael, is true. It used to be the three-team race the last few years, certainly the way Tampa Bay has played. But now Toronto, what John Farrell's done up there, they're going to be in it, I think.
I agree with you, Al, but, you know, I'm very interested, Michael. You're heading up to Boston, right, for the weekend?
Yep.
And, I mean, you can read about a team and hear stories about a team, but until you get there and you get a feel for what the Red Sox are going to be about this year, I'm very interested to see how they play.
Swing and a miss. Luke Hughes down on strikes. You know, there's already some dissension with the team with, you know, the second baseman, Dustin Pedroia, one of the most respected people in the clubhouse, going after Bobby Valentine because Bobby Valentine had gone after Kevin Youkilis. I read a quote today that was attributed to you, Al, in a preseason preview about the Red Sox, where you said, if you play for Bobby, don't listen to the stuff that he says to the media. Listen to the stuff that he says to you.
Yes. I think, having played for him several years, there are times, there's no question, where you scratch your head and say, oh, is he really going there? Why? And I had a chance to play with Billy Martin. Somebody out there running around the outfield.
then he's quickly taken care of and now will go to jail. So anybody who thinks of doing something like that, you'll have your moment of glory and then you'll spend the night in jail. Let's check in again with Bob Lorenz. He has something else to tell us, Bob. Well, one thing that the Red Sox have not had, they've not had the starting pitching that everybody expected them to have. Beckett has also had struggles, and Lester as well. So they're going to have to straighten that out. They have some issues with their bullpen as well. Here's the 1-0. Popped up. Cano is there, and Casilla is retired.
CC settling down. 1-2-3. Quick inning in the fourth. And once again, bottom of the order, attack Luke Hughes. Looks a little more aggressive, determined. How's that look?
You got to feel good for Chris Stewart. Gets that big hit with the bases loaded. Now all of a sudden it looks like CC and Stewart behind the plate on the same page. Rhythm is picking up. Things are getting better. Good news all the way around.
Pitch is high to Cleet Thomas. Cleet Thomas took over an 0-1 count after Denard Span got thrown out of the game and then promptly doubled in a run against CC. So started the game on the bench, came in against one of the tougher lefties and promptly doubled. There's a high fly ball. Left center, drifting back is Granderson, and he'll make the play as Sabathia has retired the last 8 Twins in a row. At the 4.5, we are halfway through. Coming up for the Yankees, Eduardo Nunez will lead off. Yankees lead 6-3. Lead the Twins 6-3. Eduardo Nunez will lead off. He is 2 for 2, a bunt single and an infield RBI single.
Al, I want to get back to Bobby Valentine. Like I said, I'm fascinated to see how that team plays up there this weekend, the rest of the year.
That one's popped up left side. And Valencia can't make the play.
But you were talking about how he'll have a conversation with you as a player and then say something to the media, and you were able to separate it?
I was. And you know, look, I think different players, obviously, different times in their career can be affected differently. Are you starting? Is it a good year? Is it a bad year? Is your team winning? Are you a contending team? Or is there struggles? So there's a lot of components that go into it. And then there are aspects of Bobby's personality, especially when you look at him from the opposing dugout, that there's things that rub you wrong. Historically, I could tell you, John, having a guy like Bobby in the dugout, the X's and O's aspect of the team, he had it covered.
Yeah.
You look down there and say, okay, he's quirky, he's got some things, he's got some different ideas, talks a little bit too much at times, but you know he's a good manager.
Another pop up to the left side. Valencia is called off by Carroll, who makes the play in fair territory for the first out.
When you had him as a manager, you had winning teams.
Mostly.
Which makes it a lot easier.
Winning solves a lot of... You're right. You're right.
That's what I'm... If the Red Sox, say, get off to a slow start, and then all of a sudden you have these things to deal with, that could get a little tough.
True. Especially there.
Yeah.
They're losing this one 7-2. Top of the fifth inning. It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. You're right, John, because it seems like the team wants the old days with Terry Francona. That one is drilled to right field. Proof can't get there. It gets by him. He's going to play it against the wall, and Gardner is at second with a double.
Well, second double of the night for Brett Gardner. He went the other way against Liriano. Kevin Long and Joe Girardi have to love what they're seeing from Brett Gardner early. The hands really work on that swing. His body out in front a little bit, but the hands stayed back, and he hammers this ball to right field. Kloof out there was kind of flat-footed. Ball jumped by him, and an easy double for Brett Gardner.
Put on the afterburners. Good speed.
Here's Chris Stewart. Chris had a big two-run single in the third inning. Yankees made news the last day of spring training as they were about to break camp. They acquired Chris Stewart from the Giants for George Contos, and they had to send down Francisco Cervelli, who still had options, and because of the injury to Austin Romine, they really didn't have a #1 catcher down at AAA. They don't look at Stewart that way. They look at Cervelli that way, and Cervelli was told that if Russell Martin got hurt, he would be called up to be the everyday catcher. Stewart would not. And when they got Stewart from the Giants, they did not have an option on him, so they couldn't send him down. Now, just to update that story, you wonder the attitude of Francisco when he went down to the minor leagues. This guy's been in the major leagues for 3 years. Since being sent down, 3 for 32. And, you know, he's probably feeling a little sorry for himself because he was very upset when he got sent down. Stewart pops it up. Valencia makes the play.
You know what, though, Michael? I think he probably felt a little sorry for himself at the beginning because he did not do anything that deserves getting sent down, except the fact he has an option left.
Right.
And Al, we've all been through it. I mean, when you're a young player, that's all part of it. But you have to use that motivation to go down and say, I'm going to get myself back to the big leagues. So, and knowing Francisco, I don't think it's an attitude. I'd be surprised if it was.
Yeah, I don't think it's an attitude, but Michael, that is tough. Look, you're in the big leagues, the luxury of this life, and then you get back to AAA.
Reality, wake-up call.
Yes. You know, before you know it, you're 30, 40, 50, 60 at bats into it.
Yep.
And just the timing also made it doubly tough. He hit a home run in the last game, and he's got all of his luggage ready to go. I mean, the Yankees did open in St. Pete, but they were moving from their spring training condos into the team hotel, and he never thought for a second that he wasn't going to start the season with the team. It came out of nowhere, and maybe it's still affecting him. The 1-0. Fouled away. Just joined us late. Ron Gardner got thrown out in the second inning. Scott Alger is the acting manager. That one is looped into right field. A base hit for Jeter. Gardner will score, and the Yankees lead 7-3. Second RBI for Jeter, first hit of the night.
And Lassipat had a sacrifice fly to deep right field. Derek now has hit safely in 10 of his 11 games, and as Al mentioned before, a lot of the swings, the same approach, inside out. We've seen it year after year. Fight the ball off the other way. Brett Gardner was running on that pitch, scores easily, 2 outs.
Grounded to third. Across the diamond, they get Swisher, and that will do it. But the Yankees get another run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Gardner was going, and Jeter just kind of forces it into right field. Gardner scores easily, and the Yankees are up by 4. Stadium, Yankees lead the Twins 7-3. Second game of a 4-game set. We go to the top of the 6th inning. And Jamie Carroll leads off against CC Sabathia, who's retired 8 in a row.
You know, Michael, after that 3rd inning, there's just been a different, determined look on the face of CC Sabathia. Kind of a fed up, what am I doing? Let me start attacking here. So a couple pitches in that 93. I think he hit one at 94 miles an hour.
He's kind of gotten that pitch count under control a little bit too, Al. You know, in the beginning innings, I'm saying, wow, this isn't like CC. The pitch count elevated early. A couple of 1, 2, 3 innings now. 82nd pitch coming. We've seen CC Sabathia in the years here as a New York Yankee not only go out and win ball games, but go deep into games, eat up innings, save the bullpen for the night that he pitches.
Swing and a foul tip held on to by Stewart. 9 in a row for Sabathia.
This went right after him. You see the short approach Jamie Carroll was trying to do there. Looking pure right center approach, choked up a little bit. Tough hitter. I don't know if you sensed it as a hitter, but I always thought if you had a disposition demeanor on the mound that had uncertainty or you just didn't feel comfortable, hitters sense that.
You also had to sense it too when a hitter walked up to the plate. You know he's struggling by his body language. I remember Wade Boggs when I was a young player with the Boston Red Sox and he was batting champion. He never let a pitcher see you dragging your head when you walk up there. Walk up there like you're on fire. You're a confident hitter, even if you're not. That's a tough thing to do.
And I believe as a pitcher, you get outs by it, even by the same pitch. We're watching in these last several pitches in the last 2 innings, 2 1/3 now, that he's attacking. But we'll see velocity, location. That location is Jamie Carroll. That was right much down the middle.
Yeah.
Grounded to second. Cano is right there. And they retire Mauer for the second out of the 6th. Let's take a look at the pitch by pitch, and it's brought to you by Mazda.
Well, let's see how he attacks here. It's just a fastball up in the zone. Another one. He sets in, okay, I'm timing it. Let's see where we're going here. And then another fastball. I mean, these pitches earlier in the game with some doubt and uncertainty ends up being maybe hit a little harder than that. Now we're rolling over on a fastball in the inner third of the plate.
Well, you look back at those pitch by pitches, they're all right down the middle of the plate.
Yep.
But he's getting away with it, body language and conviction. And also, too, I'm sure, Alan, you can speak better to this. A 4-run lead, you're not worried that that one pitch is going to be a mistake that costs you the game.
Third inning, he threw 29 pitches. Otherwise, he's been economical in every single inning. And as John said, he has the pitch count under control. Missed outside to Willingham. Willingham was the American League Player of the Week. That ended on April 15th. He had 455 during the week, 10 for 22. Second time in his career he won that award.
Good sign by the Twins. Their payroll right at about $100 million. You have a couple players in the M&M boys that almost takes up 50% of that team payroll. Willingham, career year last year in Oakland, 29 home runs.
Grounded to short, Nunez. 11 in a row for CC. 3 straight 1-2-3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees up by 4. Robinson Cano will lead off, followed by A-Rod and Jones. Tonight's Toyota Text Ball. Once again, the question was, which event that occurred on this date in baseball history is most significant to you? And you've been texting us at 42951, and here is how you voted. Of course, it's a Yankee audience. 68% say the Mantle debut, and everybody else is a distant second, third, fourth, and fifth. Cano rips one to right field. It is a base hit, and it'll go into the corner. Played out there by Plouffe, and Cano is at second with a double. Pretty good throw by Plouffe. Well, Cano got in there.
What you call jumping on the first pitch is a fastball showing not much velocity. You see where Ryan Doumit wanted the ball. That ball in the middle of the plate. Good hitter in Robinson Cano. Crushes that ball down the line. Trevor Plouffe getting that ball in quickly. Tack.
First hit of the series for Cano. Here's Alex Rodriguez, who walked in the first, flied to center, and grounded back to the mound. Fouled away. High fly ball, center field. Cleet Thomas makes the play as Cano advances to third.
Well, Alex Rodriguez clearly frustrated, got beat a little bit by that fastball. Still able to drive it to the warning track in center field. Starting to show a little bit of frustration for a guy who feels like he should be hitting the ball a little bit better than he is. Getting some pitches to hit. Just not locked in right now.
Fastball in enough. Velocity didn't really matter. Let's see how far that ball gets in, John. He knew it.
Middle in, not in off the plate. He should have done a little more than that, I'm sure.
Infield is in. A ground ball grabbed there by Valencia. Beautiful play across the diamond for the second out as Cano holds up. Third game of the series is tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. Jason Marquis will make his first start of the year against Hiroki Kuroda, coming off his splendid outing for the home opener. We'll start at 6 with the BP show. 6:30 is the pregame show, and 7:08 will be first pitch. Here's Granderson. There's a strike. You might be wondering, well, why is Marquis making his first start now? 2 weeks to go in spring training. His 7-year-old daughter was in a biking accident. She was hospitalized. He left the team. She's fine now, thank goodness. And he just had to build up his stamina and pitch count before they could get him out onto the mound. So that's why he has not started until it will be game 12.
Marquis, Staten Island kid. What are we talking about? Is he 33 years old?
It's a kid.
The 0-2. Foul back. How old are you now, Al?
46.
He's a kid, though.
Yeah, it's all relative, huh, kid?
I'm older than you. Right in on the hands, and it's popped up. Garcia makes the play, and the leadoff double by Cano wasted. No runs a hit, no errors, one man left. We go to the 7th. Yankees up 7-3.
by your local Nissan dealer. And there you see it. Big third inning for the Yanks. CC settled down 7-3. Andrew Jones, solo home run, couple runs scored. How about Chris Stewart, big day, coming in. 2-run single in the third inning, but CC Sabathia has settled in.
Cadillac scoreboard, 7-3, Yankees lead. Domit, Valencia, and Proof here in the 7th. Hit sharply to short. One away. Texas leads Boston 8-2, bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees will be in Boston on Friday. It is the 100th anniversary of the opening of Fenway Park. Now we're going to go on there at 2. We're going to show highlights of all the ceremonies that are going on, and then we have the game at 3:05. It's going to be a great day of coverage on Yes Again, the highlights, and then the game. Yankees and the Red Sox, always special, so tune to Yes on Friday for that. There's a strike.
Some interesting start times at Fenway, huh? 11 o'clock on Patriot Day, 3 o'clock on Friday. Different.
That's a tough one, right? Well, I guess it beats rush hour. Special ceremony. How fitting. Yankees. Should be exciting.
That one is driven out to right field. Andrew Jones on the run makes the play.
CC Sabathia really has found a nice rhythm. 95 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th. Throwing all of his pitches for strikes. 4-run lead. You know, Al, we talked earlier, CC is a guy we've seen in his Yankee career gets going 12, 13, 14 starts in a row, was really dominant. You wonder, maybe looking forward to the rest of the year, if he found something in the middle of this ball game, maybe that man, Larry Rothschild, had something to do with it as well.
Could anger at yourself bring you to another level?
Yes.
So you think he just got ticked off enough?
I think we saw enough of facial expression of this fed up. What am I doing? Better than that. And he is. It worked for me. Without getting out of control and being reckless, there are moments where you say, wait a minute, put the pedal on the metal here. Let's go.
Having a hitting instructor, Larry Herndon with the Detroit Tigers, who was as good with mechanics as anybody. But I agree with you, Al. He got to the point, he said, you know what, enough of thinking about your swing. Get in the batter's box and compete. And that's what it looks like CC has done, obviously, out on the mound tonight, middle of this ball game.
Well, after that early rough start, it was his 13 in a row. Retired.
Finally loses a batter as Proof walks. $100 pitches for CC. As Al just said, 13 in a row before that. Nobody up in the Yankee bullpen. 65 strikes, 35 balls.
Well, thinking about last night, Verlander for Jim Leyland, the Tigers had him finish the game 131 of 32 pitches. Something being discussed today about that high pitch count for a great young pitcher.
Well, he's just a different breed, though. I mean, how dominant he is to be able to throw all those pitches, all those innings, and bounce back year after year.
But you wonder the residual effect early on, and he wanted. It was a close game. They had Valverde warming up, and Verlander told Jim Leyland, "No, this is my game."
Yankees 7 runs on 11 hits, and the Twins 3, 4, and 1. Fouled away. Grounded to third. Off the glove of Alex Rodriguez, and it trickles into left field. That'll be an E5 as Hughes reaches, keeping the inning alive.
Well, it looks like Alex let this ball play him. Goes down to one knee, tries to play it back off the side of his body instead of keeping it in front and maybe attacking a little bit more. Stays back on his heels. Just off the edge of the glove.
Boy, that looked unusual, didn't it?
It looked like he just right away couldn't time the hops and let it play him deep.
I think he thought it might have been hit a lot harder. Kind of the side. E5. CC bear down here, 104 pitches.
CC threw 112 pitches his last outing against Baltimore, 104 his opening outing against Tampa Bay.
Soriano warming up for the Yanks.
Well, Robertson hasn't pitched since 13th, so he's got plenty of rest. So he'll be pitching the 8th.
Grounded up the middle. Nunez will take it himself, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. So CC Sabathia has given the Yankees 7 strong. Time for the 7th-inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees lead the Twins 7-3, but we will listen right now to God Bless America.
A moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Ozzie Guillen situation, and Ozzie Guillen, before this game, this is his first game back, he said that if he feels that he is really affecting the Marlins organization adversely, that he would be the one to step away. Nobody would have to tell him that, so we'll keep a close eye on that. The Dodgers, under Don Mattingly, off to the best record in baseball. The Rangers doing a good job at 8-2, and the Royals, with the injury to Soria, back on their heels. A lot of people thought that they would take that next step this year. 5 straight losses, but it's still early. But it's going to be it's going to bear watching, guys. Ozzie Guillen and how he does, and how that community reacts to him as well.
Well, it was obviously very insensitive in that part of South Florida, and I think Ozzie's certainly paying for it.
Jeff Gray takes over for the Twins. You saw his numbers, and he deals to Eduardo Nunez, 1-0. One and one. Cadillac scoreboard has the Yankees up 7-3. Second game of this 4-game set. Yankees took 2 out of 3 against the Angels. Lost the first game last night to the Twins, trying to bounce back. Ground ball is short. Carroll for the first out. Do not miss a great giveaway that will help you follow the Yankees all season long. On Thursday, April 19th, when the Yankees take on the Twins, it's magnetic schedule night, and all guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees 2012 magnetic schedule courtesy of AT&T. So that's this Thursday. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Slap that baby right on the refrigerator.
Why? It doesn't stick on my refrigerator.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's an issue with your refrigerator?
No, I think it's like, it's not really metal.
I have the same thing. I have like some cabinetry on the front of my refrigerator.
With gold on it?
No, not with gold. Gold.
Count 1-1. You can lose a little tape then.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
I'm a frontline pitcher. I was a backup catcher.
Oh,
I do not have gold on my refrigerator.
I'm kidding. Come on. Rockland County board.
The 1-1. I've been to John's house. I'm lucky enough to have been there.
Right.
And you know what?
There's no gold.
It could be a gold. It's such a beautiful house. It deserves a gold refrigerator.
See, now stainless steel, it doesn't stick. Interesting, apparently.
2-1. Foul away.
It's funny. I can't tell you what Michael's refrigerator looks like.
Why not, John? As Robertson warms up.
I have not been to either of the houses.
See, I have.
Oh, that must be nice. Let's give me a scouting report.
I don't remember your refrigerator.
It was gold. It's probably where it stuck in your head. The 2-2. Just missed getting hit as Gardner backs out of the way.
Pretty good fastball, too, at 95 miles an hour. Off the glove of Doman, and actually looked like it got Greg Gibson, home plate umpire, in the shin guard.
Nice night for Gardner so far. 2 doubles and a walk. Ribby and a run scored. And now another walk. Let's check in with our buddy Bob Lorenz. He's got another update for us. Bob? Thank you, Bob. We'll keep a close eye on that. As Bob said earlier, he and Meredith will be back on the postgame. We'll have all the scores and all the highlights from this one as well. You hear from Joe Girardi and the players, so stick around. Here's Chris Stewart. 1-4-3. Gardner goes, pitches high, throw to second, stolen base. Gardner had 49 stolen bases last year. Picks up another one here in 2012.
Well, he gets a decent jump. Ryan Doman, known more as an offensive catcher. Great throw right on the bag, and it's a bang-bang play, but the speed of Brett Gardner Looks like he gets his hand in there before the tag. I think this has to be perfect from the pitcher slide stepping, delivering the ball quickly to home plate. Catcher has to get rid of it in good shape and be accurate. A lot of things have to go right to throw out Brett Gardner.
Chris Stewart with another base hit to left field. That is going to score Gardner. And Stewart picks up his third ribby, and the Yankees lead 8-3.
You gotta love Chris Stewart's attitude. Looks like he's a pull hitter, likes the ball inside. Gets to it pretty easily. Both of his hits have been to the left side of the field. Another RBI for Stewart. Nice job here in front of the Yankee fans.
Short, quick.
Yeah.
Much about pull. Foot down. Big stolen base. Nice tack on run.
Career high 3 RBIs for Stewart tonight.
Jeter swings and misses.
Guys, you look up at that scoreboard and you love what the Yankees have done offensively tonight. 1 in the second, 4 in the third, and then they've just been tacking runs on in the 4th, 5th, and now the 7th. Big difference from last night's game where they jumped out for 3 runs in the 1st inning and then went silent the rest of the game.
Three ribbies for Chris Stewart. Chasing the pitch upstairs out of the zone, 1-2. And the 1-2. Foul away.
You remember your first game start for the Yankees?
Yes.
Big. Was that the one you hit the home run?
No. I caught Roger Clemens in Tampa against the Rays, which I had spent 5 years with the Devil Rays. So that was kind of a nice little homecoming. It had a base hit in that game. So got off to a good start and win. You know what I'll remember about that game? Catching Roger Clemens, the first pitch that he throws.
Ground ball is short. There's one on to first. And the throw is dropped by Hughes as Jeter reaches on the fielder's choice.
The first pitch that Roger Clemens throws is a strike, and he points at me and calls me back out to the mound. I'm saying, man, already? And he said, John, we talked about this. I want you to put multiple signs down every pitch of the ball game.
Oh.
And usually catchers will put multiple signs down when there's a runner at second base. But Roger, a little paranoid that other teams are picking up his pitches.
In opposing parks.
In opposing
Did he do it
parks.
at home?
He did it all the time.
Oh. I used to do it in opposing parks.
Even if no one's on base.
Yeah. Well, we found out through, well, there were some places where there was some question as to maybe getting signs.
I wonder if we know the same ones.
Was it in Cleveland?
There was one. A lot of question in Chicago.
Chicago, the White Sox. Recently, right? Didn't the White Sox play in Toronto and Jake Peavy or somebody, I forget where I read the story. We were thinking something was going on up there.
Oh, no, you know, pitchers are paranoid about people picking up their everything about what they do, but catchers the same thing. We're always looking out towards the field and scoreboards and lights up there and who's picking up what. CC Sabathia is sitting on the dugout. He's got to be feeling pretty good about his effort tonight.
Count 2-1.
Well, the way this game hopefully will play out for the Yankees, this is a satisfying win. You want to go out as a starter and dominate, throw a shutout, yes. Alex Burnett warming up for the Twins. But when you have what looks like a struggle early on, and then to settle down the way CC did, 7 innings, nice job.
And Nick Swisher with a base hit. In the hole on the right side. Jeter moves to second. So Swisher, his second hit of the night.
Well, hitting in the number 2 hole tonight, Nick Swisher. Remember back to last year early on, he was hitting there, or maybe 2 years ago, I forget what it is now, but had a lot of production in the 2 spot. On Yes Mo, you see Hughes lay out for it. Derek Jeter staying out of the way of the ground ball.
Later tonight, don't miss the Yes Network special, 10 Years of Yes. It's the story of the magical moments and remarkable people that made up our dramatic first decade, including memories from the athletes, the fans, and the personalities who witnessed history. 10 Years of Yes tonight after the postgame, only on Yes. And there's a special piece about Jeter diving into the stands, and also one on the 3,000th hit, which was a home run. John Flaherty mentioned prominently as well as part of our roundtable. It's a really good show. And if you're a fan of Yes and the Yankees, it's something that you definitely want to watch and maybe even DVR, keep for a long time. Cano laces one to left, but right there is Willingham, and that will do it. But the Yankees get another run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Big night for the backup catcher, Chris Stewart. 2 ribbies right there. And then another RBI. 3 on the night. Yankees lead 8-3. On Yes is brought to you in part by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. CC still out there as we go to the 8th inning. And he will face the top of the order for the Twins. Cleet Thomas will lead off the Hyundai scoreboard as the Yankees up by 5. Fouled away. Thomas did not start the game. Denard Span was thrown out with an 0-1 count in the third inning. And Thomas stepped in and had an RBI double. Also flied out to center in the fifth. One and one.
Interesting. Joe Girardi's elected to keep CC in with a fresh David Robertson, who is ready in the bullpen.
Count 1-2.
What do you think? Just to get this first left-handed hitter out?
Maybe so. 111 pitches. He was 112 high so far this season, right? Well, there it is. There we go. Joe's coming out. First lefty. Get a nice round of applause.
So with Robertson ready and Carroll coming up, he doesn't want the pitch count to get too high. Not that CC couldn't get Carroll and then Mauer. But at 112 pitches, that's enough. First 3 innings, a little rocky. Since then, close to perfect. And he gets a big hand. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, CC Sabathia, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 3, Chris Stewart, and number 4, Andrew Jones. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. So Sabathia gives the Yankees 7 1/3. And if the Yankee bullpen gets the next 5 outs, without the Twins scoring 5 runs, and Sabathia will get himself his first win. Robertson, 7 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings in his first 5 games. But the 4 hits and the 2 walks, that's more base runners than innings pitched. A whip over 1. But he makes it interesting.
Best setup man in baseball last year. Starting out, doing a heck of a job.
Pitch to Jamie Carroll is outside.
Chris Stewart is having a big night behind the plate, working with David Robertson. I just noticed him telling him, come to me a little bit more. It's like that fastball is cutting away from Robertson. Nice adjustment there.
Last time Robertson pitched was on April 13th against the Angels. So he's had a long rest. Today's April 17th. Can't sneeze at what the Yankee bullpen has done. 34 and a third innings pitched was his third in the American League behind the Royals and the Indians. The bullpen's ERA is 2.36, second in the American League behind the Rangers at 2.03. Just missed. The batting average against the Yankee bullpen is 197. Second in the AL behind the Athletics. The Athletics only give up 184. And hitters slug 295 against the Yankee pen. That's best in the American League for the pen, not the hitters. 3-2. Fly ball right field. Long run for Jones. He makes the play for the second out.
Well, David Phelps has done a nice job. Boone Logan is settling in nicely. More than just a lefty matchup guy. Certainly Robertson with 5 appearances and he's yet to give up a run.
Here's Joe Mauer. Big night last night, not tonight. 0 for 3 against Sabathia. Now he faces the righty Robertson. He had a strike. Count 1-2.
Best fastball of his 9 pitches, and you mentioned the first couple, John, the cutter. As soon as you see that, Mariano Rivera down there, every single reliever that's ever played and pitched down in that bullpen want to learn the cutter. So long as it's the pitch you want to throw as opposed to a 4-seam fastball that happens to cut accidentally.
Base hit up the middle, right through the box. Mauer with a single with 2 outs.
As much hop as David Robertson has on his fastball, Mauer had seen a couple in a row. Was able to stay on top and drive it right back up the middle. Chuck and duck. Haven't seen the curveball yet, huh? Fastballs.
Well, let's see. Josh Willingham, quick inside, especially on top of the plate. A better fastball hitter. This might be a good at bat here to see a couple curveballs. Coming right at him.
Willingham had a home run in the second against Sabathia. Gave the Twins a short-lived 1-0 lead. Yankees tied it up in the bottom of the second, but the Twins took the lead with 2 runs in the third. Yankees answered back with 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the seventh. They lead 8-3. Francisco Liriano simply did not have it for the Twins as he continues his struggles. Came into this game with a 10-0 ERA. And that ERA went up today. Strike 3. Willingham down looking. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Alex Rodriguez will lead off as Willingham makes the final out. For the WB Mason postgame, as Bob Lorenz brings you all up tonight's highlights and the latest updates from around baseball. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz is in the clubhouse for the team's comments. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Alex Burnett, the new pitcher for the Twins, and thanks to all of our followers on Twitter that pointed out that Robertson actually pitched on Sunday, not on the 13th, so the notes we had were wrong, and I apologize for that. So Robertson had pitched on Sunday, so he didn't have that long of a layoff. So thank you to all of our Twitter followers. Hyundai, Yankees lead 8-3. Burnett deals to Rodriguez. Alex couldn't hold up on the breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1. And Alex down on strikes.
Well, Burnett threw a fastball for strike one, a curveball in the dirt for strike two, and then a good little running fastball in on the hands of Alex Rodriguez. So 3 pitches, 3 different looks, and not a comfortable at bat for Alex.
Andrew Jones 2 for 4 tonight. Had a home run in the 4th inning. Ball back here.
First at bat against a right-handed pitcher, a little different. 4 ABs. Good night so far.
Fly ball, left center. Thomas puts it away for the second out.
Number 14, Chris Granderson.
Granderson takes inside.
Pretty good curveball from Alex Burnett. He threw one to Alex Rodriguez, and there another one to Granderson. Pitch he worked on in spring training. Alex Burnett, reliever for the Twins last year, 66 appearances, an ERA almost 6. Did not have a good year.
High fly ball center field. Thomas is there. So Burnett works a 1-2-3 8th inning. Last chance coming up for the Twins. It'll be Domet, Valencia, and Plouffe as the Yankees hold on to an 8-3 lead. bottom of the ninth inning. Let's take a look now at the Land Rover drive of the game.
Well, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning, Andrew Jones gets a fastball out over the plate. It'll be his 2nd home run of the year, your Land Rover drive of the game.
That drive really helped CC. You think about that 4-run inning, the help of that big home run by Andrew Jones. CC settled down.
Yankees bring in Corey Wade to get the final 3 outs. Not a save situation. The Yankees up by 5. Corey has appeared in 4 games, 10 strikeouts, and 6 2/3 innings. Grounded to first. Nick Swisher flips to Wade, who makes a nice play for the first out. Wow, could this be their wedding night?
Looks that way. Or prom? No. Pretty young.
Well, congratulations if they're wedding, and if they're Yankee fans, are happy right now. He went for that big wedding photographer called iPhone. Here's Danny Valencia. Count 0-1. Foul back quickly, 0-2. Valencia 0 for 3 tonight. 2 fly balls to right, sandwiched around a ground ball at third.
Good night all the way around for the Yankees. 13 hits, 8 runs. CC Sabathia threw the ball better in the middle of the game. Looking forward to Hiroki Kuroda tomorrow night. And a nice opening day start here at Yankee Stadium. Season high in hits for the Yankees tonight, those 13.
In Boston, Texas, all over the Red Sox, 15-2 in the top of the 8th inning. We'll be in Boston on Friday for the 100th anniversary of Fenway Park, and we come on at 2. We have all the highlights from the ceremony, all the storylines in Boston, and game time is at 3:05. Popped up. Chris Stewart runs out of room.
Was Lester to that? Really?
Yes.
Good pitcher.
It never feels good to get beat up like that, but especially when you have your ace out on the mound and, you know, thinking you're going to have a nice ball game, try to pick up a win against a tough Texas team, and didn't go their way.
High fly ball, left field. Gardner hardly had to move. And the Yankees are 1 out away. Congratulations go out to Charlotte Lynn Gambino. Tony Gambino Jr., one of our cameramen, and his wife, Kara, gave birth to Charlotte Lynn Gambino this morning, so a new member of the Yes family. Little Charlotte Lynn. Congratulations to the Gambinos. Here's Trevor Plouffe. And a strike. And the Yankees are 1 strike away. Chris Stewart, one of the heroes in this game, with 3 runs batted in, getting a rare start. He plays behind Iron Man and Russell Martin. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Yankees win this one 8-3, and Chris Stewart has to feel pretty good about things. CC Sabathia got the win. Stewart got some big hits, a home run by Andrew Jones. Everybody checked in and chipped in. So the Yankees bounced back from yesterday's loss, and they have now taken 3 out of the first 5 games on this homestand. There's Andrew Jones with a home run. And you have to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game.
Nice curveball to finish this ball game off. Nice pitching all the way around. CC struggling early on. Good job offensively and pitching.
All right, we're going to be back. We'll wrap things up as the Yankees beat the Twins 8-3. 2 more games in this series, but they celebrate this one before Kuroda takes the mound tomorrow. Chris Stewart with 3 ribbies. Yankees with a win.